begins on the beach of Adventure Bay, and we see that the pups are playing with a small ball. Everest is excited to meet the surfer and says she lives in the mountains with her friend Jake. Harry tells Zuma that they have perfect weather and they have to take advantage of it to do some tricks. But suddenly we see that the air is very strong, and that ends up causing Harry to go flying. So Zuma decides that he must save his friend, and we see that by accident he is also in trouble. Zuma realizes that he lost his communicator and that they can't call to come save them. While Jake is resting and manages to hear someone yelling for help, we go to the base and Jake starts to tell them that he heard a scream for help, but he can't get out. So Ryder decides to call the Paw Patrol, and we see that they gather to listen to the mission. The team realizes that their friend Zuma is missing and that a small crab had found his badge. Ryder begins to tell them that Jake got caught and that they must go to the mountain to find out what happened. Then the Paw Patrol get into their vehicles, and we see that they are on their way to complete the mission. While Harry is scared of falling off the mountain and Zuma tries to distract him from being scared, we go to the cabin and we see Everest use the claw to free her friend. Ryder runs off to investigate what's going on, and his friend informs him that there are no clues on the beach. But suddenly we see that they find the parachute and manage to discover that there is a path in the snow. The team realizes where their friends are and that they have to save them before they get hurt. Everest uses the rope so they can hold on, and we see that by accident Harry had fallen, but suddenly we see that he was having fun because it was the same as surfing the waves. His friends yell at him that he should be careful because it would be dangerous to fall into the water. Zuma begins to say that he came up with an idea and to use the parachute to skate on the ice. We begin to see that they use the fans as a source of propulsion and that Zuma arrives in time to save his friend. So they celebrate that they completed the mission and that they managed to avoid getting hurt. We go to the base and we see that the pups surprise Ryder with a surprise vacation because they want to thank him for the work he does and that he had earned a well-deserved vacation. While in the desert, Mayor Humdinger is resting, and we see that he is angry because the sun was blocked, so he moves his house to get a better view. And we see that by accident they begin to fall from the top of the mountain, which had caused them to fly off, and they get stuck on top of a peak. We go to the base and the mayor tells Ryder that they need his help to get down from the rock. So Ryder decides to call the Paw Patrols, and we see that they gather to hear the mission. Ryder starts telling them that the mayor is in danger and that they have to help him to continue his vacation. Then the Paw Patrols get into their vehicles and we see that they are on their way to complete the mission. We return to the desert and we see that the vehicle is about to fall because of the movement they have. While in the distance, the pups had arrived and Chase uses his megaphone to tell them not to move. But suddenly, we see that Rubble's kitten had been hit and Sky arrives in time to save it from falling. Chase uses the rope to keep the vehicle from moving and we see that the kitten has fallen again. Ryder tells Zuma that they need his help and he manages to get there in time to save him with his float while the kittens were sliding down the rope. The mayor realizes that he had lost his glasses and we see that his movement had broken his vehicle, which ends up causing him to let go of the rope, and Sky uses her claw to save him from falling. He then thanks them that they saved them from danger and that the only problem is that their vacation was ruined, to which Ryder tells them that he knows the right place to have a vacation and they invite them back to the base to rest